Rumblings began on Tuesday that Jean-Claude Juncker, the president of the European Commission, was finally ready to unveil his big vision for the EU 27. Many calls have been made for the EU to find a new gear as divorce from the UK looms and with populism gaining ground across member states. Mr. Juncker chose a plenary sitting of the European Parliament on Wednesday as the venue for his big reveal. But it wasn't quite what many had been expecting. It wasn't an out-and-out call for a 2- or 3-speed Europe, where the EU would differentiate between those more willing to cooperate closely and those who weren't. And it most definitely wasn't a call for a federal European state.
Today, the Commission proposes new ideas. We are proposing different scenarios and want everyone to think them over. And that also means this Parliament. I'm not in favor of all of the scenarios.
In fact, the European Commission President presented 5 options: to carry on as is and risk the implosion of the EU, to let the EU become nothing more than a free trade area, but options 3 to 5 were where things got interesting, and those which were more in line with expectations. Member states could decide themselves if they were ready to do more or less together.
Do all member states of the EU always have to move forward at the same pace? If all 27 members cannot agree with regard to the aims or the way to achieve them, then it should be possible for those who wish to make progress to be able to move forward in certain areas, if they deem it necessary.
Last year was a wake-up call. Brexit and Donald Trump make very clear that we have to play a more united role in the global field.
It was rather federalistic propaganda than a real political proposal.
Critics of Juncker's big reveal say it was much ado about nothing because he didn't make a clear choice on his vision for Europe, that he simply kicked the can down the road to member states. But with Brexit looming and with clouds of uncertainty gathering, some direction was needed, and he has provided that. All eyes will be now on the European summit in Rome at the end of March, which is being heralded as a time for the EU to chart its 27-member destiny. Mariam, Zaidi, CGTN, Brussels.